Hi guys, thank you for watching sub to channel. Here is the story behind Bujang Senang, a crocodile that once terrorized Sarawak. Those were among the crocodile attacks reported so far from 2007 to 2013. The Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development had stated that out of 42 reports of crocodile attacks in Malaysia, 40 of them are from Sarawak. This attack brings to mind that the tales of Bujang Senang, a crocodile that once terrorized the Batang Lupa River area back in 1940s centuries. While Bujang Senang had in the past been rumored to be as big as a bus, being able to eat a full-grown man in one bite. You might be shocked to know that the Ibans community believed that Bujang Senang used to be a man. Some Iban in Sarawak believed that the giant crocodile Bujang Senang was actually a human who was cursed post-mortem to become a crocodile. According to the legend, Bujang Senang used to be an Iban warrior named Simalungun. It was said the Simalungun was a famous warrior back when people practiced mengayau. Mengayau means cutting ops and collecting the animal heads, and those who stood behind him have no chance of defeating him in battle. This was probably due to the fact that Simalungun practiced a mystic art that caused his body to become invulnerable to weapons, and his enemy knew that. They also knew that practitioners of the art have to observe certain tattoo, and if Simalungun was to break that tattoo, he would become vulnerable against. Simalungun's tattoo was a closely kept secret, so his enemy decided to kidnap his wife and make her tell them what his tattoo is. Simalungun realized that his wife has been kidnapped by his enemy. Went to confront them at the Batang Lupa River. As the story goes, his enemies release his wife, but before Simalungun can get to her, they impale her with a javelin, killing her on the spot. This caused Simalungun to fly into a range, and a terrible battle ensued. However, his enemy soon noticed their weapon work on Simalungun as soon as he stepped into the river. It didn't take long for them to come to conclusion that Simalungun's tattoo was to never stand in a river. And despite Simalungun's range he was too defeated. Both His and his wife's corpse was left to sink in the river, but for unknown reason, the deities residing in the river caused Simalungun's body to become a giant crocodile, identified with a white stripe on his back. Ever since then, the crocodile called Bujang Senang had terrorized the descendant of his killer living near Batang Lupa. But why it's called Bujang Senang? Bujang Senang means bachelor, when according to the myths, Bujang Senang was married. The colloquial name of Bujang Senang means someone who is a charms, a great person, and it's a sign of respect to call a man Bujang. So this wild reptile called Bujang Senang is the sign of respect. Bujang Senang, here there, was said to be in the 1940th century, but after that the tale of its atrocity died down. For a while in 1980th century, Bujang Senang made a comeback. Bujang Senang raged again, but this time it was defeated with a nail and bullets. On his return in 1982, Bujang Senang first reported victim was Headman Bangan from the Pali Longhouse in Sri Aman. It was said that the headman was attacked while he was fishing for shrimp by the riverside. His brother Kabir, who was with him at that time, failed to rescue him, but he did so a white streak down the crocodile back, leading him to believe that what they were dealing with was the legendary Bujang Senang. Following that incident, the local police launched Operasi Ganas, or various crocodile operations at all big rivers in Sarawak, but they couldn't find Bujang Senang. Bujang Senang continued to race, and between 1982 and 1991, it was believed that 13 people fell victim to the giant beast Rex. His reign of terror reached its peak in May 1992, when the beast snatched his 40th victim, 20 years old Dayang, doctor of Bayang, when the Iban ladies was crossed the Palaban River with her mother. The attack prompted both the police and the villager to hunt down Bujang Senang. Within 4 hours, Bujang Senang was cornered, but they failed to kill him with javelin and normal bullet. So, a shaman suggested that they use nail its bullets. The suggestion seemed to be work, as Bujang Senang finally fell after receiving 40 shots of 10 centimeter nail. The crocodile corpse did have a white stripes on his back, but is not the size of a bass as some have claimed. It was 5.46 meters long, and the belly had a gift of 2.12 meters. Despite the capture, some remains spectacle with the history of Bujang Senang. Well, while others were convinced that the real Bujang Senang is still out there, and what they killed wasn't really Bujang Senang. Despite its fame, Bujang Senang wasn't the only famous crocodile who attacked people. While in the beginning we mentioned a few cases of crocodile attack, it would seem that the cases was isolated incident. Judging by the fact that none of the crocodile perpetrators were giving specific name, Bujang Senang, on the other hand, received a somewhat legendary status in Malaysia. But there are other notorious crocodiles in Sarawak history, all with Bujang Senang at the front of their name: Bujang Semarahan, Bujang Tisak, Bujang Belawai, Bujang Subis, and Bujang Seblak. In 2001, the crocodile Bujang Subis was shot dead after eating 10-year-old boy. The boy's father, upon cutting open the crocodile's belly, discovered both his son's arm and leg inside. The boy's head and other parts were later found floating around the Nia National Park. Later in 2012, the country was again shocked by another crocodile attack, this time once called Bujang Seblak. The crocodile had eaten a woman named Siah Munsong. A hunt ensued using both modern and traditional methods. Even though they tried to beat Bujang Seblak, it was smart enough to escape the threat set for him. However, two other medium-sized crocodiles were trapped inside. Instead, we believe this was his minion. 2 weeks after he ate Siah Munsong, Bujang Seblak was finally caught by crocodile shamans. This time, they knew for sure it was Bujang Seblak, judging by the 2 gunshot wounds on his eyes and juice from when he was carrying Siah corpse. Upon weighing the crocodile, they found it was weighed to be more than 200 kilos. Guys, we have discussed about giant crocodile in Sarawak, especially the history of Bujang Senang and other big crocodile that have been attacked people of Sarawak. That's it for now, guys. Thank you for watching. Sub to channel.